The following is a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and more in southwestern Connecticut.
Good afternoon and welcome to Danbury High School for the HAN Network's first coverage of wrestling here in 2017. I'm Frank Renito sitting alongside Bill Bloxham as we get ready for one of the most highly anticipated matches of every FCIAC season, and that is between the Fairfield Warde Mutangs and the Danbury Hatters. Two of the top programs not only in the conference, Bill, but also in the state, as we are seeing a JV match being underway right now, right before the varsity matches will start next.
Yeah, I was speaking with the official for tonight, Pat Burns, before the match, and he was excited too. They know who everybody is, and he was looking forward to it. We spoke a little bit off the record on what to look for, but he did agree that it was going to come down to those 50-50 matches with the freshmen and sophomores that are just seeing their first varsity action or seeing their first extended varsity time, see who's ahead of the game right now in the season. Some of those 9-7 type of roll-arounds which might happen.
And we do have several freshmen and sophomores getting nods today in the lineup. We'll be starting with 220 as the weight class when we get to that varsity match. 14 varsity matches in total. Team with the highest number of points at the end of those matches will be the winner today. Both teams currently undefeated in the FCIAC. Trumbull also sitting there undefeated at the top of the standings as well, so trying to maintain that pace and stay atop their divisions. Yeah,
and looking at the first match, we have Andrew Marquis, the defending Class L champion at 195. He'll be wrestling at 220 tonight. And he'll be going against Fairfield Warde's Daniel Mundell. So right there you have a champion going against a new wrestler. So that's going to take place in some of the the keynote wrestlers that everyone's aware of. You have 1, 2, 3. We have six Class L placers, Class L placers from Danbury still wrestling this season, and Fairfield Warde returns 4.
Danbury currently sitting atop the polls in several different categories, whether it's Connecticut Wrestling, Game Time, CT. They are the unanimous #1 team in the state, and they're the defending Class L champions. A tough loss last year to New Fairfield in the state opens, but Danbury bring back a lot more than New Fairfield, so I think that's why they're the prohibitive favorite early on.
Yeah, we have some really good programs in the state that have grown. New Milford in the Southwest concert between New Milford, Newtown, and as you mentioned, New Fairfield, and that's what's the key is here is you're getting these programs that stay near the top, but no one gets close to Danbury in terms of its heritage.
Our JV match has ended. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, the varsity matches begin starting in the 220 weight class right after this on the HAN Network.
Fresh start to the new year by shaking up your meal routine. Walter Stewart's Market is your local source for a delicious selection of fresh and convenient salad shakers, like Southwest salad with chicken, Cobb with organic chicken, Power Vegan with fruit and quinoa, Greek salad with tabbouleh, and grilled shrimp with hominy. Grab one from our salad case or order from our deli today. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com. Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or...
Back on the HAN Network as we are underway in today's varsity meet. It will be Daniel Mundell, the sophomore for Fairfield Warde, and Andrew Marquis leading it off for the Danbury Hatters. Bill, walk our viewers through a little bit of what we'll see today in these matches.
Well, up here in the upper weights, you always get somebody looking to tie up top and get a throw. They don't tend to go underneath. They don't try to shoot as much. They don't want the guy's back on his back. They don't want to weigh him down. So you see them. They look to, especially the more inexperienced wrestler, will definitely just be looking for a throw, see if he can, get control from there, get the guy to the mat, and get the pin.
Second time they have stepped out of bounds, they will reset. There'll be 3 rounds, each of 2 minutes to accumulate the most points unless there is a pin at any point in time. A match that ends in a pin will be awarding 6 points to that winning team. Most points you can win in any match. 4 points for a major win, which would be by 8 to 14 points, or 3 points winning by a decision.
And then, the takedown there for Marquis. Down to his back. Official counts it out.
Looking for the early pin. You need to have both shoulder blades pinned on the floor for at least 2 seconds to get that pin.
Nope. Instantaneous.
Excuse me.
Instantaneous. Boom. You get the points when you get the shoulder blade against on an angle. But, yeah, all you got to do is touch it. Both at the same time. Boom. That's why when you rock back and forth. 16 points there for Danbury.
A big first win for Marquis, getting the pin on Daniel Mundell in the 220 bout. So 6-0 after that first match.
We have another senior stepping forward for, sophomore, Matt Gabardi in the heavyweight division for Danbury right now. And sophomore Ronaldo Aidu is taking the mat for the Mustangs.
And that is actually, Bill, you were right the first time. That is the senior Michael Gabardi.
Oh, okay. Somehow it just kind of flashed in my head. I go, both teams are boasting such a young lineup this season. But take a look at Gabardi.
That is a big young man.
That is a big young man, and the opponents wouldn't want to know that he's only a sophomore.
When we first got into the gym today, as you see, he's got Aidu down to the ground now on top.
Yeah, Aidu, once again, what I was talking about, he was looking to get an ankle and work his way up. Gabardi just stepped back and let his own momentum take him to the mat, and then got behind him for the 2-point takedown. Now he'll just look for some wrist control and look to get some look to turn him.
Trying to get underneath that back leg and see. As Aidu just trying to fight off the senior right now. Minute remaining in this first round.
It's the thing with the bigger, these upper weights, they're just so strong and powerful. Once they can get you moving in a certain direction, it's really, really hard to stop.
Gabardi is listed as wrestling in the 285 class. Aidu just listed as a heavyweight, so you know now how high that weight goes up there for these young men. They continue battling.
That's why I always call them heavyweights, because it's you say the 285 division, then anyone who's listening or reading, is thinking, oh wow, they're all that. No, they're not. That's why they created the 220-pound class a while ago, and then the upper weights, they limited it at 285, so you didn't just bring a huge guy out. Pin with 19 seconds left in the first period, and that'll take Danbury to a 12-0 lead after 2 bouts.
Great start through those upper classes. The seniors getting it done early on for the Hatters.
We switch into the lower weights here. With Danbury will send out Victor De La Pena. I'm sorry, that'll be Ward. Ward is going with the freshman Victor. Down there. There you go, Victor.
And it will be the freshman Ryan Jack for the Danbury Hatters. So our first freshman matchup.
Ryan Jack comes from a long line of Jacks who have participated here in wrestling and excelled. And there's that quick takedown for Ryan. Puts the Mustang to his back. Let's see, did he get enough? Yes, he's guaranteed himself at least 2 back points.
Trying to get him all the way down here.
Now he's pushed it to 3 back points, and he's looking for the fall.
Good job by De La Pena fighting off that pin originally.
Key here is to be patient. When you're on top like this and you have the advantage, take your time. Don't roll through too fast. Use your strength and finish what you started. Good job by the Warde wrestler getting off his back. 5-0 lead now for Ryan Jack.
Of course, Ryan's brother Kevin right now wrestling for NC State, having a tremendous season at the collegiate level, but the most decorated wrestler in Danbury history.
Yeah, now you're looking at the banner up there, 170-12 for his career. Little wacky there, and Ryan just did it himself and his family and his team proud with a quick first period fall.
Not the start Fairfield Warde wanted. 3 consecutive pins for Danbury, and they trail 18-0. Take us through that Fairfield Warde bench right now. Is there a sense of urgency, Bill, after seeing 3 matches go that way? Or are you still preaching that lot of meats left here? We didn't have to win every single one.
Oh, exactly. No, they had Danbury had the edge in the upper weights, the top 2. And the third one, you have 2 freshmen out there, one with probably 100+ youth wrestling matches underneath them, and that would be Ryan Jack. So I think everything is where it's supposed to be. It's interesting here now. You have Cole Shaughnessy, a freshman, going against Ben LeBlanc, a sophomore from Danbury. But you have to remember that LeBlanc last year, let's see if I can find my notes. Here we go. He was second in Class LL as a freshman. So you have a real freshman against a sophomore that looks real good. Like, okay, that should be close. One with a lot more experience, although Cole with his dad, Jason being the coach, I'm sure he's seen a lot of outside tournaments in the summertime, and he has a lot of matches underneath his belt.
LeBlanc picks up the first 2 points of the match. As now with a minute remaining, he has got Shaughnessy down on the floor.
Yeah, the idea is just keep them flat. Keep them flat. Don't let them to their knees where they can create anything. Wrist control is all important, and then you're looking to, just get some kind of a cradle work in. Half Nelson, which is what you call work it behind his neck and get the turn going.
Now they stepped out of bounds. This will be the first time we see Shaughnessy will start from the down position. Explain that one to us, Bill.
Okay. There's different things you can try to do. You can try to roll through. A lot of times it looks like he's trying to stand. You try to set your legs and stand, and then you try to rip. He's got waist control on you with his hands. You try to rip the hands apart and get the 1-point escape and then start over from the neutral position. Or you can try to sit out and roll through looking for a switch or a 2-point reversal.
20 seconds left in the first round. We haven't seen it yet, but if we get into those second and third rounds, there will be decisions to be made on those restarts as to what position you want to be in.
Yeah, usually the wrestler who has the option of whether he would be down or on top for the second 2-minute period, he usually defers. Everyone kind of wants to be in the third period where they can make a choice depending on the score of what they want to do. Most people want for the third period to be down where you can multiply some points with a reversal and then some back points.
Fairfield Warde will have the choices in the odd matches. LeBlanc had the choice right now. He has chosen to be down.
Once again, it's a different philosophy. Here he is. He's looking to hit the switch. But when you feel you're the better, sometimes when you feel you're the better wrestler, or it just might be the philosophy that he does all the time. It's not. They don't usually wrestle to the individual. They wrestle to their own strengths. And he has the switch there, and now he can work on gaining some back points with a 4-0 lead.
So minute 30 remaining. This is match number 4. Sophomore Ben LeBlanc and freshman Cole Shaughnessy. LeBlanc for the Hatters, the defending Class L, runner-up.
Yeah, Shaughnessy's looking here now. He just needs to get to his base, get to his knees, get to 4, and then see if he can get something happen. The first thing he has to do is regain wrist control.
Shaughnessy has been trying to fight off LeBlanc for the majority of this match so far, Bill, as we're at the halfway point.
Yeah, no, he's gotten his wrist free, but now they got the head by the edge of the circle, which neither planned. It wasn't a strategic type of thing, but it does work to the man on top's advantage if anything starts to go awry, although there are penalty points for pushing someone out of bounds. But if something goes awry, you can kind of move your way out and start over from the middle. And it works for both guys. If all of a sudden, you feel like you're in danger, you can slide just a little bit. You can't be too obvious about it, or you will get penalized for either pushing the man off the mat for a point or leaving the mat for a penalty point.
Ruled coincidental there as they did slide out of bounds.
Yes.
Official Pat Burns just says let's reset, and they keep Shaughnessy in the down position now with 30 seconds remaining in round 2 of match number 4. Fairfield Warde and Danbury High School, Frank Rodito and Bill Bloxham sitting mat side this afternoon.
We were talking before the match, about the two coaches that we have here today, and they both brought their programs. Danbury, Ricky Shook as a wrestler, only won 2 titles. Graduated, I believe, in '83 before taking over the program after wrestling at Central Connecticut State University. And Jason Shaughnessy, obviously, with Ward, who upended the Hatters. And what would we say? Was that the
2010 is the lone missing
banner
banner over on that right
missing
wall.
Banner up there. Second period ends with the LeBlanc up by 4-0, and now we'll go to the last and third period, 2-minute period. But Shaughnessy has his program, in good shape. They're graduating 3 or 4 state champions and placers every year, and then replacing them with equally as talented guys.
Shaughnessy has chosen the top position to start the third and final period. 2 minutes left to make up those 4 points. The Mustangs trailing 18-0 early on, as Danbury's 3 wrestlers, Andrew Marquis, Michael Gabardi, and Ryan Jack, all had first-round pins in the first 3 matches.
Shaughnessy's looking to keep wrist control here, get behind, flatten him out, and start again. Trailing by 4 points, he needs some back points here. He needs the control. Wise decision, with LeBlanc, he controlled the first 2 from the top. When he was riding, he was getting he was controlling everything from up top. So there's no sense going to the bottom and looking for 2. He just he just needs a pin to get out of this, to get his team on the scoreboard.
You can see the experience from LeBlanc, though. There's the calmness right now with that arm in such a prone position. And it's been there for almost 40 seconds now, but still just only a sophomore, but obviously a very bright future for this young man.
Yep, and the thing was LeBlanc, he stayed flat. He didn't let any air underneath his body. There was really nothing that he could get any momentum on, which is part of the thing. You don't want to stall from the bottom. You don't want to stall from the top. Nice. Very nice move by Shaughnessy there. I don't know if he can control it. He's got to get his hip out. If he can get his hip out, nope. He's got to start all over again with less than 30 seconds remaining in the match. Referee Burns called a stalemate there. Neither wrestler was going to be able to advance their either offense or defensive move from that position. Good decision by the official. Keep them wrestling. Don't let the time run off while no points can be decided.
As it stands right now, it would be a decision win for LeBlanc. If he can avoid being pinned in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah, once again, stalling isn't the word for it, but being strategically defensive on the defensive end. Looking to sprawl away and get an escape. He got it. That takes the score to 5-0. Still keeps it at the 3-point team win. And it'll take Danbury's lead to 21-0.
So a decision win for LeBlanc. A well-fought match that time between 2 young, blossoming players for these programs.
And now Danbury will send out another outstanding wrestler in Jacob Camacho, the Class XXL champion at 113 a year ago. He'll be wrestling today. He'll be wrestling today at 120 pounds.
He will go against sophomore Brandon Matano.
Mm-hmm. Matano is a veteran. He did see a lot of varsity action last year, and I'm sure I'm not sure if they were in the same weight class a year ago, but ooh.
Slippery.
That was slippery. That was quick. Just lightning. Let's see what he does. Sometimes wrestlers, if they don't get the exact pin move that they're looking for and they have the advantage on their feet, they will trade 2 takedown points for an escape point and just start over again instead of wasting the time like right here. Let time run off. But Matno has a different idea about this. Ooh, look at that. It's pretty. I mean, sometimes it's just pretty to watch. I get myself caught just amazed at the individual abilities that you can see.
You don't want to say underrated, but almost underappreciated. The athleticism as a quick
what it takes.
pin.
You're the defensive guy. You're the less experienced wrestler, and you're doing all you can, and the other guy just makes it look so easy. And then you see it when you have the two good guys going at each other with the two experienced wrestlers going at it. Makes it more fun. But it's funny because that sometimes gets more defensive, and you don't see as much because they both know how to wrestle on the defense and the offensive side.
And for Camacho in that last one, Bill, just at the start of the match, it was so smooth and effortless, almost nonchalant-esque as he was just flying around.
Yep, this is a good one. We have two veterans here, both placers last year in Class XL, and Noah Zuckerman for Fairfield Warde, and we have
Kyle Fields,
who was second.
For the Hatters.
Yeah, he was second in the state last year at 120 pounds, while Noah was fourth at 126 pounds, where we're wrestling right now, and Fields gets the first takedown.
And it looks lopsided from where we stand now. It's 5 straight victories to start this one for Danbury. They lead 27-0 at the moment. But this is a testament to, again, as you mentioned, the program Coach Shook has built here. At one point in time, winning 23 straight FCIAC championships. They've won 29 of the last 30. Just the ability to continually rebuild with top-tier wrestlers in each class. It's by no means a knock on Fairfield Warde, who is up at the top of the conference as well, and now in trouble here is Zuckerman.
Yeah, it's a matchup of two very, very, very good, talented sophomores. And there you go, the pin. Now going back to your earlier question, is this what they anticipated? Probably not. Now at this point, in fairness, the coin toss got the match started at 220-pound weight class, with the advantage definitely in Danbury's favor at 220 and heavyweight and 106. Then it got back to more on the even part, and you ran into 4 of Danbury's placers in the states last year. So 4 out of the 6, you probably weren't going to do too good. You were hoping for something.
Now, with only 8 matches remaining, Bill, is there a sense of urgency trailing 33-0?
Now you just want to. Now you're wrestling. Now it's going down to each guy just reaching back. That's Ryan Dean wrestling for Fairfield Warde, and he's going against Sean Williams for Danbury. So this is an even up match. This is something where Warde is going to look to do some things.
And this was a late bump. We originally anticipated seeing junior Alex Steele in this weight class for the Mustangs, but Coach Shaughnessy changing things up here, trying to get a spark from the roster.
Yeah, Williams got the takedown right there, and he's either bumping Steele, who was 4th at 126 last year, from the 132 bout here. I'm not sure if that's going to start an avalanche of bumping all the way up, as he starts to look to get as many of those 6-point wins as he can with his top wrestlers. But right now we have Sean Williams for Danbury leading this match 1 minute in, 2-0 from the top, and looking to add to that lead.
Senior wrestling at 132 for the Hatters. They lead 33-0.
A potentially dangerous call there. He had the arm bar a little too high, and if somebody twists the wrong way, no penalty point. Nothing, was untoward. Just, started over from the bottom, and just smart by the referee.
He's got the arm bar again.
Look at that wrist control. I mean, that's amazing.
Now he's got him by the leg. Good takedown there.
Yep. Stripped. Good job with the trip and maintaining control.
If you're Williams, you just gotta hope you don't slip out of bounds here and have to reset again.
Yeah, at this point, you're looking. You see if you can get on the outside and kind of make your move inside. Keep the parts of your bodies that you can score points with, outside. But we'll get a restart here. Dean's a junior at Warde. Not a lot of varsity time last year, but they do get a lot of JVs. They have JV tournaments that they hold. Warde at their invitationals, they always put a B team in as well. and count towards team scores. So they wrestle everybody else's varsities. There we go.
Saw an escape point quickly there for Dean and Ward as the first point the Mustangs have registered in a
Takedown
while.
and a pin with 3 seconds left. Yeah, no.
It's a tough one, Bill. We're at the halfway point of the match now. We have seen 7 individual matches, 6 of them pins for the Hatters. They lead 39-0.
Fairfield Warde will turn to Tim Kane right now. They're Kevin Jack, if you will, in terms of the history of their program. Him and his brother Charlie have taken the Mustangs individually to places that none of their wrestlers have ever gone before. And right now, it looks like he's going against Ozzy Cortez from Danbury. And sacrificial lamb isn't fair to any wrestler who works so hard in a weight room, in the wrestling room, to get where he can get. But I could say that probably from every freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in the state against Timmy Kane. Let's see. Let's just watch and see if we can marvel at some of the things Timmy Kane can do.
Trying to flip Williams is Kane. You can hear the Danbury bench preaching to Williams, get your head up, but Kane not allowing it. And they reset.
Cortez is a senior. I was surprised at that. I thought he was younger than that, but he is a senior, so he could be a first-year senior. But if you're taking the mat as a first-year senior at Danbury, I would be shocked. So, he missed the program. A warning for stalling on Cortez for just backing up and not engaging, which you might want to just turn to the referee with both hands face up and say, what would you do? But
Kane spinning Williams around. Now he's got him curled up in the fetal position.
with the takedown. Looking for I don't even know what to call it. It started as a cradle, and
he's turned him into a slinky now.
Oh, exactly. It started as a cradle, and then all of a sudden legs came in where you never see him before, and that's the whole thing. I mean, Timmy Kane has they call it a chain of wrestling, and he has every link that you can do on all the moves that you can do. Call the stalemate there. 21 seconds remaining here in that first 2-minute period, and Timmy Kane leading.
And Bill, worth pointing out, first time tonight at all that Ward has had a lead in a match. Mm-hmm. And Williams was just awarded an escape point as well. So
Kane let him up. Kane let him up. Ooh, you don't like that. Little shove off the match. In the third period, between a little two more bruiser guys, you might have gotten a little more attention from the referee, I would say.
Kane trying to go for the finish here with 5 seconds on the clock. Williams trying to fight it off, but can't do it. A pin for Timmy Kane with 2 seconds remaining in the first round, and the Mustangs on the board in match number 8.
A little frustration there. Timmy Kane didn't look like, didn't look happy, with the result. I think, he was looking for something. And that just points to Cortez's ability, to stay in the match for as long as he did. A.J. Kovacs going here for Danbury.
It is Zarlinga, Anthony Zarlinga, the junior, Bill, who will be going for Ward.
Yeah, we anticipated this in these 3 weight classes, that there could be some bumping going on from Jason Shaughnessy and the Mustangs. Ricky Shook, kind of settled in on his lineup before the match and made some moves. He had given us a prior, a mindset of where he might go. He gave us a couple names and a couple positions, but then he settled in on where he wanted to go. And depending on with the team score as it is, I can't see any changes being made.
Kovacs and Zarlinga, match number 9 at the 145 weight class. We started back up at 220. Andrew Marquis, the first pin of the day. It was 1 of 6 to this point for Danbury.
Kovacs is a freshman for the Hatters, and Zarlinga is a junior wrestler for the Mustangs.
It is a 39-6 Danbury lead. Those 6 points coming in our last bout at 138. Timmy Kane with the first pin of the day and first points of the day for Fairfield Warde.
Speaking with Pat Burns before the match, the referee, we were just talking about how, wrist control is kind of a thing of the past, as is finishing, guys. It used to be before you took great pride on a takedown controlling it from their tight waist. Don't let the guy up and get the pin. And Pat said it's amazing how loose guys are with their riding time now. 3 back points there, and a good job by Kovacs. And so now that he brought that to my attention, I'm paying a little bit more attention to see how adamant the controlling wrestler is with the wrist, keeping the guy pressed to the mat, breaking him down right away, and then keeping the work, or do they get sloppy? There's no sloppiness here. Kovacs looks anything like a freshman wrestler.
And there are big points there, those 3 points for Kovacs, and another 3 here to make it an 8-0 lead at the end of the first round. But give a lot of credit to Zarlenga. He was in some very prone positions there and did well to avoid a pin.
Yeah, we were talking before they're going to start from the neutral position here. We were talking prior to the match about, losers can win. You can save your team points. It's 8-0 now. That is a major decision. That is 4 team points towards Danbury. Zarlenga right now, his job is to stay off his back, don't go to a technical fall, which is a 15 point, which would be 5, and just somehow work the match, know the score, and save points. It's not a point of accruing points now; it's saving points, which makes wrestling such a unique sport where all 14 guys go out there with a job to do. No matter what the score might be on the scoreboard for the individually, you have to be thinking team first in how you wrestle.
And of course, obviously, you want to make up those 8 points right now. You want to come away with a win and get that decision. But most importantly right now, trailing by 10 is how do I get 4 points back and just shave this down from a major win to that decision win.
Yeah, and then Kovacs just is showing how much how well he wrestles on his feet, and you can't get 8 point back in one move, but he just got 5 points in one move, and that's the idea. At 13-0 now, halfway through the match, a little bit more than halfway through the 6 minutes. Kovacs' job is to get the 6, and he wins.
Well done. Gets another pin for the Hatters. A dominating performance from A.J. Kovacs against Anthony Zarlenga. So the lead now 45-6.
Danbury will be sending out Peterson Souza now. He was 4th in the state last year. I'm sorry. Oops, he switched around. We have Roca. Let's see, who do we have here? Now the score, he kind of went the other way instead of making switches.
It's Eric Roca, so they'll send a senior out
for another senior in Peterson Souza,
and he'll go against Michael Eaton, the sophomore.
Michael Eaton has a little bit of stalemate. There was just nothing was going to happen there. Great job on the referee, realizing that there weren't going to be any points coming out of that. Michael Eaton's brother, Pharaoh Eaton, was a quite accomplished wrestler at Warde, one of the best during that season when they won the FCIAC and the 2 years following that. I believe he was a sophomore that year. So now it's Michael Eaton's job here, to add to his team's total of 6 right now.
And the switch to Roca, Bill, with a comfortable leave here is Coach Ricky Shook maybe going to the seniors, getting them those extra reps here at a point in the season.
Exactly. It's amazing how hard you work in the wrestling room. They have wrestle-offs. He was going to wrestle before every dual match. But, a lot of times it's etched in stone. But these guys wrestle real hard, team score being where it is. I'm not getting into the Coach Shook's head. There could be a nagging shoulder thing. Why put him out there? Why risk anything? Reward your wrestler while you can. Sometimes you go freshman, sophomore, but they have such a young team. Now reward your upperclassmen for what they've done for the program. And you can hear that from the sound from the crowd, the Hatter bench. They're all for their guy.
Absolutely, and Roca awarded with 2 points there for that takedown with 35 seconds remaining in the first round of match number 9. 45-6 Hatters lead. It's Roca and Eaton right now.
See, Eaton's in real good position here, except from where he is. If that was in the center circle, he was in real good position to get a switch. But, there's no room to move when you stay there. Coaches love you to stay in the center of the mat. Officials like you to stay in the center of the mat. Momentum tends to keep everyone towards the outside of the circle.
They reset with 25 seconds left, now down to 20. Roca on top of Eaton at the moment.
Good waist control by Roca there. He tried to sit out, put him right back in position. You're taught not to reach back, but he's trying. Eaton looked to reach back like that, which just gives you too much room underneath your arms to allow the other person to get back points through the pin. Every once in a while it works. If you can get the guy riding too high, too much weight over your shoulders, and you can reach back. But coaches will never tell you to do it, even after you win.
It is an even match, so the decision goes to Roca. He has chosen the down position. Round 2 now of this bout between Roca and Eaton.
Eaton at the top position right now. He'll be looking for his favorite move, whatever works for him. Once again, it always starts, wrist control, arm control, and then it's, what link in the chain of wrestling that you feel most comfortable with. Roca will try to get to his feet. Interesting thing in wrestling here, and it's not as pronounced, but Roca's a little taller, and sometimes things work to your advantage in different things for leverage. Not that Eaton is a well-sized wrestler. He's not short, although you do sometimes run into the muscle guy and the tall, lanky guy, and they like to do different things. But he does have a height advantage, which could help him from the bottom here, especially if he looks to escape by standing up.
Bill, of course, this will not be the only wrestling coverage we have on the HAN network this year. We'll have Wrestlebacks this year as part of our championship coverage on Friday, February 10th. And, of course, the Wrestling FCIAC Championship on Saturday, February 11th from New Canaan High School. We're very excited for that weekend. It should be a lot of fun. Get to see all the schools and all the boys in the conference competing.
Well, you mentioned, the 3 FCIAC teams that are in the top 10 in the state, and then there's like 4 right behind them. And then everybody else has 2 or 3 guys that can challenge for FCIAC titles and then go on for state placers. So it's a fun time of the year to get the FCIAC's best together in one gymnasium.
One of the schools who's been very impressive this year has got to be West Hill, off to an 11-3 start on the season, 3-1 in the conference.
Potentially dangerous. We're going to start over from restart here with Eaton on top. Right now, Roca's done a good job of not allowing. Eaton has not had an opportunity to create any space. 4 points.
New Canaan and Brian McMahon off to great starts too, 2-1 in the FCIAC, 5-2 and 6-2 respectively overall. But Trumbull 10-0 on the year, 3-0 in the conference right now. They've got matches coming up against both Warde and Danbury, and we're really going to get a sense for who are those top 2 teams after these 3 square off.
The more teams you get to see, the more matchups you see. He got it. He stood up. He used his length. Ripped the wrist free. Caught Eaton on the bottom. Eaton wasn't able to get to his feet in time to square up with him. Roca gets the takedown. I'm sorry. Yes, escape and a takedown. So it should be 5-0, I believe.
They will say he did not get the takedown there.
Or they didn't get the escape. He's just going to call it a reversal?
Yes,
okay.
Correct.
Very good. 4-0. 4-0 after 2, and Roca's on top.
As Eaton chose to be down heading into round 3.
Eaton went out the back door, as they say. Reversal, 4-2. He's got to get the underarm.
Only the second match today we've seen go to that third and final round.
It's interesting in wrestling. The coaches train you to go 6 minutes. The 6 minute fight. That you got to be in condition to do, because that's what's going to happen when you get into those real tough matches. But they want you to get it done as fast as possible. Takes him off his feet. You do that. You take him to the mat. You're looking for just that one little piece of space where you can work. He just can't. He can't get the other arm. He's trying to work that. Now he's going to have to get to this side, and get to his toes and see if he can push him.
40 seconds remaining. Eaton trailing by 2 here in round number 3.
He's going to need a pin to win this. He's sunk in both legs. He's going to try to flatten him out and then work the head. But he hasn't been able to flatten him out yet. Good job by Roca.
You can hear them preaching to straighten his arms.
Yeah, Eaton's only a sophomore. It's amazing what we were talking about before when we were watching Fields and those type of guys. It's just so natural to him. It's one move follows the other, and it's so seamless. And it's when you have to take that extra second that the defensive wrestler can get the job done. We have 16 seconds left here on the free start. Just a warning for the top. There's a certain place, around the waist where your arm can be, where your hand can be on the elbow. Can't be too high, too low.
15 seconds left. Eaton needs to make up 3 points in the next 10 seconds as he looks to get the takedown.
Roka's looking to sit out, but you got to be smart here if you're Roka. You want to add to your lead. And he didn't.
Oh.
He'll call the 2-point reversal, no back points.
So 6-2 final.
6-2 final.
3 points for the decision, going that time to Eric Roka, the senior, as Danbury increases the lead one more time.
Junior Noah Kane will be going out for Fairfield Warde here.
As we are into the 160 weight class, and it will be Gino Barata.
The Hatters will be sending out Barata, who was third last year in Class Double L at 160 pounds. Referee's coming over to make sure all the scoring's correct. Wrestlers kind of give each other an eye and just all's good.
48-6. You're watching the HAN Network's coverage of FCIAC Wrestling on our Game of the Week. Whether you are watching at HAN.network or via the HAN app, we thank you for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, it is available in both the Google and Apple Store. Just search HAN.network. There's a stalemate here. They run out of bounds.
At 160, here you start watching for the muscle guys again. They can do both, though. They can shoot, get underneath, and they can use their upper body strength to get in control.
You can
Not so much throws, but oops, muscle to a 2-point takedown there for Barata.
Certainly teetering on being those real strong divisions, but you can still see the athleticism and agility on display with how quickly out of that reset they were onto the mat and out on the edge of the court.
Yeah, that's why it's amazing. You get the more athletic upper weights, and it's just kind of fun because it gets to the point where they can score points and not just pin, but they have to be careful because once they get the big fella on you, you move the other way. 160, as you said, you have a little bit of mixture of both. Barata just controlling from the top.
Battling out here is Kane, trying to break the wrist lock.
Looking at both benches, everyone's focused on the mat. There's so much to be learned, watching someone else go about certain things, how a move. You kind of take it in. While you always be just working on what you need to do to win, it's good for a wrestler to see what other guys work on, and that's what they do in the wrestling room. Your 160 will go against not only the other 160 guy, maybe he goes against your 152, just so when he goes up against a upper weight, a strong kid, he knows how to handle the upper guy, and then the 160 guy knows with the 152 is a little quicker, he knows how to adjust to that.
20 seconds remaining in round one is now Kane.
Barata has him in great position now for back points. If he can get that other wrist and spin it, yes he did. Now if he can just sink back and hold him.
And a pin.
Another pin for the Hatters. Gino Barata.
Has been a dominating display today for Danbury.
Yeah, Jesse. They'll be going with Matthias Ribeiro for Fairfield Warde. Will be wrestling at 170. And it should be Jesse Patton coming up here for Danbury. Let's make sure. Yes, we do. We got Jesse Patton. We got it right.
Now, Bill, 54-6.
All bets are off.
3 matches left. The match, this has been decided. The Hatters will win today. What are the coaches preaching on both sides right now? What do you want to see in these final 3 individual competitions?
It's such an individual team sport that all you're telling your guy is, there's a lot of pride. I mean, nobody wants to get skunked by another team, no matter how talented that team might be. But you're just getting in your wrestlers' heads and telling them to go out and do what they can do. The wrestling room, tomorrow's practice, if there was anything that happened here wrong that the coaches didn't like about how their individual wrestlers went about their matches, that's when they'll deal on it. You're not going to hear it, on the sideline.
And especially if you're Fairfield Warde right now, if you can end strong with these next 3 matches, it's got to take a little bit of the sour taste out of your mouth.
Yeah, no, you're just trying to finish strong here. Ribeiro got the takedown in the first 30 seconds, and now he's looking to get some back points.
All in.
Little reverse headlock there.
Patton is in an awkward position. Did really well to escape that first time with the arm.
Yep, now you got the weight and the whole thing. Ribeiro might be a little high. He's got to get chest to chest with him if he wants to get anything done here. There he goes. You got to make it hard. When you watch warm-ups, you see all the guys doing the neck braces and things like that. That's why you do those neck braces. You want to get your necks as strong as possible. But it's going to be tough here. Now it's a matter of just getting both shoulders. Good job by Ribeiro there. Taking his time, chest to chest. Got the job done for the Mustangs.
And a second pin of the day for the Mustangs. Ends another 3-match run for Danbury. So
Warde sends out one of their better wrestlers, and Joe Janai here for the 182-pound bout.
And he will square off with Jake Constantine, the senior, from 182 pounds.
Last year, Janai was at 160 pounds. He finished 4th in Class XL.
Of course, we mentioned Danbury was the Class XL 2016 state champion, finishing 2nd in that class bill. Were the Fairfield Warde Mustangs.
Yes, and once again, these are the two of the top programs. Neither one of them is going to lament whatever happens here. Like you say, no one looks up at 54-12 and wrote that down before they came in, which wrestling coaches actually do. They will predict a score to their team and what they want them to accomplish. But I don't think either coach was going to guess here. Hatters send out Constantine here, another senior. So you get a senior.
And it's interesting, Bill, because it's just going to be 2 points awarded to Janai here.
He was able to keep his he was able to keep his toes in while he had the control before he went out of bounds, and he kept his 2 feet toes down, kind of like a receiver in football. But that's how he got the points, and they weren't out of bounds.
If you go back to the HAN Network's winter sports tour throughout the conference, we met with all of the wrestling captains from all 17 schools. And it was very interesting for me, I'm being new to wrestling and not having participated in high school, how there is that team mentality. And these captains understand they are leaders. They've got to get the most out of all these individuals. But they really stress that one of those goals is you want to see everyone do as best as they can individually. They want to win all their matches individually because it's such a huge part of the sport, which makes it that much more interesting when you get to competing at the county, state, region levels.
Well, you're watching Janai here, and he's in. He got the takedown. He's looking for some back points. Constantine's trying to get out of this type of thing. But how many pins did we see today? I mean, and this is what I was taught from a young age. And unless you're a Kevin Jack or a Tim Kaine or this and that, every single one of these wrestlers has looked up and what they call saw the ceiling. So they either been pinned on their back, giving up back points. So that's why the camaraderie between both teams are usually very, very strong. They've all been there. They all understand that. By the time you become a senior captain, even if you are one of the elite, you understand how hard it was to get there, how many guys started, stumbled, and stopped. The ones that hang in there, they earn the love of the family of their guys, whether it's a freshman or sophomore who's out there saving a forfeit, just going out and trying to get some team points. Here we go. Okay, 2-1.
Probably the closest contest we've seen to point, if not all day. Janai and Constantine heading into that 3rd round now. Janai holding a 2-1 slight advantage over Constantine.
Yeah, second period. I was talking so much, it seemed like it was another 2 minutes went by.
It was the 3rd. Wow. No, it's been a great match is why.
Yeah, no. Once again, 2 strong guys, athletic, going for it. Constantine, he's been working in that weight room with a lot of guys. He's one of their starters now. Got the escape. Now the takedown for the lead.
Strength from Janai here. See that, just pushing up off his fingertips, able to stand back up just on that left leg. Given a point for the escape.
4-3 lead for Constantine now with halfway through the match. 3 minutes into the 6-minute allotted. Let's see who's better on their feet here.
Danbury has locked up the team win so far today. But now the individuals trying to win their matches in the 182 and 195 weight classes.
So Janai's jumped 2 weight classes, which doesn't sound a lot when you go from 120 to 132. But 160, that's a 22-pound difference there. So he had to really work out. And it's not so much, it's muscle. You've gained the weight by strength. You've turned your body into more muscle. Oh, nice job there. Nice counter. That's the strength I'm talking about. You have 2 strong guys here. He caught Constantine a little bit off balance. Sometimes you can use the other guy's weight and aggressiveness against him, and that happened there.
5 seconds remaining in round number 2.
Here we go. Best match of the day.
And we just saw there Coach Shaughnessy instructing to Janai. He wants him to start in that down position.
Yep.
As we alluded to off the air a little bit, it's not so much often the player's decision really is they'll get the advice or receive advice from the coaching staff.
And he let him up because he feels right now that he might be the better wrestler on his feet, better chance to get the points. Instead of trailing by 1, now he's trailing by 2. I'm sorry, he's up by 2.
Yep. This is Jake Constantine. Hosting this one out with Joe Janai. Individual match number 13 of 14 here. Our HAN Network Game of the Week. First wrestling coverage of the year between Danbury and Fairfield Warde.
I'm just watching like the wrist control that takes place with the bigger guys too, right from the start. You don't want you're pulling his head, his hands off the back of your neck. You don't want to get the throw there. He's looking to get an underhook there, and he actually had it. he just wasn't in the right position to get it. But that's what you're working for. You're looking for an underhook where you have the leverage. Good shot by Janai. He'll just sprawl, stand.
A minute remaining in the third round. Janai leads by 2.
If a wrestler is able to get underneath you, you're looking for head control at that point to take away any of his momentum.
And you talked about one of the biggest differences now compared to, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago is really the development of youth programs. There's a big throwdown there from Constantine. Ties this one up at 6.
We'll let him up. 39 seconds left. Now it's up to Janai here to be aggressive enough that you don't get called stalling without getting caught by Constantine.
20 seconds.
He's got to stop that. He had to stop that backward momentum there. He still has a warning going. Takedown Constantine with 13 seconds left. Puts him in the lead at 8-7. He's got to get up and escape. He's got to get up and escape.
He's got 5 seconds to do it. As Janai struggling to get up, and what a turnaround comeback. And a well-deserved round of applause for Jake Constantine.
Yeah, very, very happy with that. He knew with Janai, he knew what kind of wrestler he was going up against. To come back like that in the third period, to go 6 minutes says a lot about Constantine, and what a good match it was for both wrestlers. Janai got caught there at the end, a little stumble. If this was a full house of both teams being here with a lot of wrestlers on I think both wrestlers would have gotten a hand for that one. That was a good match.
Best one we have seen all day as we are into our final match now with Montez Asbe and Matt Coco. This is the 195 division, Bill.
Coco got the takedown there, and it's just more of the same. Wrist control here. Let's see what kind of thing he's looking to do. Where he is, I kind of expect a cradle. Looks like he's going to try to get the wrist and catch a leg. He's got to get to the side. He can't work from straight back. Something they changed a few years back, where you can't just ride the guy from behind. You have to keep one leg to the side. To do something, there's only so many moves you can do. And here he's going. Looking to get the leg. He's looking to get the arm through the leg. Osby's just looking for him to make a mistake. Coco saw there was nothing that was really going to happen there before there was a stalemate called. He just released them and see if he can get anything working from the top that leads to back points immediately.
Still leading 2-1 is Coco here. Round one of our final individual match. 57-12 is the Danbury lead as they have clinched the team win today.
There he goes. Nice shot, showing some quickness there. Good single leg takedown. Gave him some space. Wasn't able to turn the takedown into, or anything with a wrist control where he can get a headlock or anything.
10 seconds remaining in this first round. Montez Osbe stuck on the floor underneath Matt Coco at the moment. That is where round one will end. Quick reminder, the HAN Network will be off Thursday and Friday along with this weekend as we get set for our championship month in February, covering nearly every single FCIAC championship throughout the month. We're back with you Monday morning. You've got your coffee break with Kate Chaplensky at 11. Arts and Leisure, Sally and Steve on the couch at 12:30. Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock. First time for us next week on Tuesday, we will go to Dorothy Hamill Ice Rink to broadcast a hockey game. Very excited.
Nice.
Get down to Dorothy Hamill. We'll have a special Nutmeg Sports from Dorothy Hamill at 3 o'clock on Tuesday.
Looking forward to that. Osby doing a great job from the top there. Worked two different moves. Looking to get some back points out of the deal. Let's see any adjustments he makes from the bottom here. 1:39 remaining here in the second period, with Coco leading 4-1 for Fairfield Warde. Fairfield Warde in the red and the black. Gets the escape, takes it to 5-1. Let's see how Osby can do on his feet in the neutral position right now. Coco has had the better of it.
He's definitely maintained the advantage through the first half of this match as we are approaching the 3-minute mark.
With Coco's success so far, I would think Osby's just looking. He's gonna have to try to get that underhook that I spoke of earlier. Once again, you have a little longer. Coco's a little bit of a longer wrestler. Makes it kind of like the jab in a heavyweight fight. If you can keep the guy a little bit farther away from you, the reach is important. You can bring him in a little bit. Your feet positioning is so important. You can't overstride in. The foot balance that you have to have there. You can't keep that front foot too far close. Everything's got to be square. Haven't seen it yet today, but I love the ankle pick. When you get the quick guy, you can just get underneath the guy, grab the ankle and rip him up. That's usually with the lower weights. It was Coco. Fought off the underhook and got the takedown. Take the score to 7-1 with 23 seconds remaining here in the second period.
Osbe trying to counter from the bottom. Coco
trying to keep that second shoulder off. Nope, it's already 3. 3 back points earned to Coco, taking the score to 10-1, pushing it up to the major decision area. At the buzzer, 10-1 for Coco. And I should say Matt. I mean, it's not like a little. I don't know. I don't know what your favorite pet might be, but it's not Coco.
No, it is Matt.
It is Matt Coco.
Matt Coco, the senior standout for Fairfield Warde Mustangs. He leads 10-1 heading into the third and final round in our last match of the day.
Osby did a good job in the first 30 to 40 seconds, second period from the top. And let's see if he stays with what worked for him or what worked for Coco in the second half of that period. Osby was able to keep control there.
Where it stands right now, this would be the first match that ends with a major, awarding 4 points to the Mustangs.
Looks like a little contact got displaced. Contact lens will move it over, make it over to the trainer's table. Team managers for both teams, but in wrestling, they are so important. You have 3 or 4. It's amazing what they do to help. It's help the coaches, not so much with the logistic things like keeping score and things like that, but just the emotional things that they add to it. A lot of times they're family members of past wrestlers or current wrestlers. It just keeps it fun. You can just really watch them and how disciplined they have to be when they're keeping score on the sidelines because you can't be cheering.
Teetering on.
Looking to rip free. Keeping the one leg out of bounds.
Still 10-1, a minute remaining. So Osby is going to have to look for the pin here, Bill, if he wants to get any points.
Yeah, no, I was interested there to see if Matt Coco, you can either settle right down, crunch, and then try to work yourself free from your haunches, or you can try to sit out. He looked for the sit out. Now he's standing, facing the wrestler, gets him to 1 point escape. Both out of bounds. 43 seconds left here in the third period, with Matt Coco leading 11-1 over Montez Osby.
This is the 195 weight class. Last match of the day, we started in 220, and it has been all Danbury. Since then, they won the first 7 matches, including 6 pins over that time frame. As Osby finds himself back down on the mat, another 2 points for Coco, leading 13-1 now with 15 seconds remaining.
Coco will be looking for the 3-point takedown here. 3 points near fall. Take the score to better than 15. Get his team 5 team points instead of 4. That's his job. That's his goal. If he can't get the pin, doesn't look like Osby was going to cooperate at all there, and that'll wrap it up.
It is a 4-point major, though, for Fairfield Warde as Coco wins that one 13-1. The final 57-16. Bill, we're going to step aside quickly. When we get back, we'll be joined with a guest, and we'll be able to wrap today's match up.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. Discover a world of wellness in the heart of New Canaan. Halo Studios, New Canaan's first collaborative wellness center, offers you the freedom to choose from the best and latest health, fitness, and wellness options. Inside Halo Studios, you'll find all the wellness experts you need at places like Halo Fitness, Priority Wellness, and Sama Yoga Center. Come by for a free wellness assessment, open 7 days a week at 45 Grove Street. For more information, visit halostudios.com or call 203-594-9909.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue in Westport.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Danbury High School, where we're talking to Danbury High wrestler, Jay Constantine. He had the what we call the match of the match. Coming back from behind like that to win against Joe Ganai. Well, what's it like, when you're in a 6-minute thing? I mean, I know the wrestling room, that's what it's all about, getting conditioned. But, what is it like when you're not supposed to go 6? You don't want to go 6, but when you were caught in one of those, what's the feeling like?
Well, first, I can't really speak for everyone else, but I know for myself, I get pretty nervous when I see the clock, winding down to get into the third period. But I feel, that's when I wrestle the best. You obviously train to, you want the match to end as quickly as possible, but you just always got to be prepared to go for those long matches.
We were speaking, and you said that you'd moved up a weight class this year.
Yep.
In the weight room, when you're at the weight class at 182, do you look to go to a quicker guy sometimes to wrestle off with, so you can work on guys that are quicker than you, and then maybe stronger guys than you? Is that something that Coach Shook has you do?
I never really want to wrestle. Well, I wrestle guys that are my weight sometimes, but I always want to wrestle like the lighter guys as well, because they're obviously just so much faster and more agile than you. But also I wrestle up. I wrestle our 285 sometimes, just to make sure that I'm able to wrestle the guys that are a lot stronger than me.
You guys are Danbury. They are Fairfield Warde. What was the talk? Was there any talk is it just business as usual for you guys, or with Warde coming in here today, did you have any special?
It was mostly business as usual. We had a few guys we had to bump around. A few guys were nervous. I was being one of them. But mostly it was just like our routine thing. Just got to keep our heads down and make sure that we get through everyone as quick as possible.
Thank you very much, Jake.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the FCIAC. We'll be covering that for you, and we'll be back right after a break here on the HAN Network.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield County offer top-quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to clothing for men, women, and children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan, or visit us at skiandsport.net.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the Start Something New sales event, now through January 31st.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN Network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier Network, and we've also reached 1.7 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back from Danbury High School on the HAN Network, Frank Granito and Bill Bloxham. And Bill, if there was any debate as to whether or not the hype over this Danbury squad was real, I think they answered that today.
Well, you had mentioned they were the unanimous #1 team in the state wrestling poll, and I believe Fairfield Warde was 6. That's a little bit of disparity between 1 and 6 right there. But that's what it's about. This was a dual match. Both these teams are meant for tournaments. It's how these individuals are going to do as they go through 3 or 4 matches in one day, once the brackets are set up for them. And that's why the FCIAC tournament that we're going to be broadcasting, they'll be able to see and hear right here on the HAN Network is so important. We're just going to see the best wrestlers in the state over a 2-day period, and I'm very excited about that.
There was another team tied for 6 in those state polls today, the Trumbull Eagles, who might argue about that disparity, but they're going to see both Warde and Danbury before the FCIAC tournament. The Eagles still undefeated, off to a great start this year. West Hill having a phenomenal season. There are a lot of teams right now that are in contention, are going to have individuals placing and winning awards at that tournament, but for today at least, it's all about the Danbury Hatters for one more day.
Yeah, Coach Charlie Anderson's Trumbull Eagles, they're having an outstanding season. They have a few young wrestlers in there. They have 4 placers back, at least 4, maybe 5. It's just going to be so much fun.
Bill, I had a blast working with you. Thank you so much. I cannot wait for Wrestlebacks on Friday and the championships on Saturday, February 11th. Final score in this one, Danbury 56-16, a team win. They had 11 individuals win their matches. For Bill Bloxham, I'm Frank Granito. We're off the next couple of days, but we're back Monday morning at 11 a.m. Kate Chaplensky has your coffee break for you right here on the HAN Network.